Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I'm doing another sketchbook tour. It's going to be back-to-back sketchbook tour videos, last week, this week, next week. I am currently going through and checking every single sketchbook I have and making sure that all of them are filled. I've found some half-filled ones, so I'm just taking my time and doing all that. This is a very unique one. You can see threads here at the top and the bottom. This is stitched. It is like thick paper, and then the inside is newsprint. So this is from, and I have the business card still, this is from Gen G Studios on Etsy, and I will link everything in the description box. This is a 6" by 9" recycled sketchbook. It has 50 one-sided pages. If you do dry media, it would be 100 pages. So I purchased this in August of 2021. And then in March of 2023, I have my little notes here. I just love the design so much I didn't want to color on it. I did a charcoal stop motion video with about half of this book, this sketchbook. And it was my first time doing doing charcoal on newsprint, doing a sketchbook like this, doing stop motion. I have that video. I will link it in the description box if you're interested. Whatever your expectations are, lower them. It was my first and only time doing stop motion, and it's not the best, but I learned a lot and it was very interesting and I had fun. And so as long as you're, getting out there creatively and you're enjoying what you're doing, I'm all for it. It just wasn't a 100% success, and now that I understand the amount of work that goes behind something like that, I know that's not for me. But it was a lot of fun. And then I finished my June challenge mid-June, and I'm doing a specific one that starts July 1st. So I had half the sketchbook that I wanted to fill, and I used, this is the Pentel brush pen, it's the Fude. I think this is the extra fine. Yeah. So okay, hold on one second, sorry. Okay, so I've long since run out of ink in this pen. But what I have, this is by Platinum, it's black carbon ink, and I've just been using a pipette and refilling this over and over and over, and I just keep using this pen and filling it with this ink. So while I am using a Pentel brush pen, it's not the ink that's in there, it's this one. And I'll link all these products in the description box if you're curious. But again, I'm using all the things I have. So this is a very unique sketchbook in that the inside, some of the pages have, and you can see my charcoal stop motion stuff, they have it's recycled paper. So there was some other project that had been done on this, and then it was just bound. And so some of these have inks and things. And then this is not something I did, it just came like that. So I would say if you purchase sketchbooks and the cost or the quality is something that makes you hesitant to use them, you feel like they're maybe too precious or they're too nice almost in a way, that they sit on your shelf longer than they should, and you're just hesitant because it just feels like, well, this should be saved for something very special. I spent a lot, it's high quality. I need a very special project, I need to do a very special thing, or I need to get better at drawing X, Y, or Z, and I can't use this right now. A sketchbook like this is the solution. Newsprint is very, very affordable. It breaks down pretty easy. So you don't really want to do tons of different mediums on it. It doesn't take to certain mediums, but if you just want something rough and tumble and you're not afraid to do anything on it and just start where you're at and just keep going, and you need something super budget, if you're doing a low-buy art supply or something of that nature, you're on a budget, limited income, things like that, like this, are a great alternative. There's another company, they're called Ugly Sketchbook. I don't think their sketchbooks are ugly. Anyway, I find beauty in it all. And it's sort of flips that mindset of, well, I bought it, but I can't use it right now because the quality of illustration or painting I want to put in there isn't where I'm at. So I need to wait. Sometimes if you wait, the sizing on certain papers breaks down, and then the paper isn't good for that medium anymore. Excuse me. So waiting and holding on to sketchbooks for years and years and years isn't always the best idea. And so if you've purchased a huge pad of, you know, newsprint, you could staple it, stitch it, tape it. I mean, this is, you can kind of see, these are sewn in sections. These are the signatures and they've been stitched in. Let's find the middle of this. And you can see this stitch, like a sewing machine stitches. And then these are the threads. So this is just very, very cool. There's a little pocket here. That's where I have our business card. It's on both sides. It can come in different colors. It was $15 US. I just think it's just a really cool thing. And obviously my hands are getting covered in charcoal because I didn't spray anything. This was just a fun stop motion thing I wanted to try. So let's get to the second half where I use the Pentel brush pen. So I started doing portraits and I knew it was going to be one-sided just because of the ghosting and bleeding. Again, this is very thin newsprint paper, but if you want to try and work on some things, like if you have some long-term or short-term art goals where you're looking at some of the elements of art and design and form and shape and negative space and proportion and working on things, newsprint is great for that. You can see, I mean, it ghosts and bleeds. Again, these are things that came with on the page, so I just drew over them and drew my people. I just drew beautiful faces. So, and I like working on portraits. I think people are stunning, and these were a lot of fun to do. I did anywhere from like 4 to 6 a day. Again, it only took me about a week to fill this second half. It was a lot of fun. These ranged anywhere from 10 minutes a piece to 20 minutes a piece. Again, this had like some gold from something else. These are recycled pages from her own projects, and she just stitched them into sketchbooks, and then you can draw and create on them. And they're budget and they're fun, and 50 pages is a ton. So, yeah, I don't know. It's unique. It's like we worked on a collaboration without me ever meeting her or anything like that. So, yeah, newsprint. And I know like Michael's, the craft store sells newsprint in large things, and they have a 40% off coupon. You can really, really stretch your dollar and your budget with some things like this. I would say, like in saying these were the pros, if you're looking at the cons, if you're looking at paper and you're ready to level up to a higher quality, if you don't have like the hesitation of starting a new sketchbook or that mindset of, oh, this is too nice, I can't use it. Or you're doing really wet media. Sketchbooks like this, paper like this isn't the media for you. But I think it's great. I think it's great for students. I think it's great for children. I think it's great for adults to get out of their own head if they are locked into that mindset of, you know, you can buy someone a really beautiful pad of Arches watercolor paper, but if they don't feel like they're at that level where they need to use 100% cotton, or they just want to do some graphite sketches, that's not the right paper. Even though it's beautiful and high quality and I love that paper, I would never like take a number 2 pencil and just be like, all right, I'm just going to do some doodles on it. It's the wrong paper for that. So it's nice to have sometimes some different things to shift your own mindset, to shift your own stuff. This is fun. A green stripe. And I found references on Pinterest and tried to break them down in a way that they weren't hyper realistic, but like what I can get away with. Can you still see cheekbones and eyebrows and brow ridges? And is there a chin? Like, do I have to draw the bottom lip? What can I get away with? What can I not get away with? Like, do I include some jewelry? Do I not? Do I do interesting hairstyles or hint at them? Like I really enjoy doing this style with portraits because your mind makes up the other information it's not seeing. So I'm not giving you a full breakdown of details. Again, these are really, really quick, like 10 minutes, move on to the next one. Did I show enough? Did I not show enough? I apologize. I'm losing my voice today, so this video might be a little shorter than usual. It's all the pollen in the air. The pollen's trying to get me. Okay, and yeah. So these are just fun little, and she's looking up and they're looking over. So this was it. This is just me filling half a sketchbook with ink portraits. And doing timed challenges like this really build your confidence. It's very confidence building. And once you start building your confidence, that creating, you can relax into it and take more risks and find your style. You just practice, 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 practice. That is my best piece of advice for anything, is just keep practicing, keep going. Don't give up. Yeah. And again, I just really love portraits. This kind of looks cool coming through. It's like she has antlers. This one looks like maybe she was attacked. I don't know. But yeah. None of these were pre-sketched. I just went with it. Again, newsprint might not be where you're at in your art journey, but once you know the rules of, oh, I like this medium, it works best on this paper, I like this medium, I like it on this paper, break the rules. Try new things, get out of your own head, get out of your own comfort zone a little bit. And trying to do portraits on top of previously painted things is definitely breaking myself out of my comfort zone and my mold. Would I buy this sketchbook again? I don't think so. And the only reason why is because I'm trying to make sure that when I purchase sketchbooks in the future, that they can handle all the mediums. And there's no way I can do watercolor on this and Neocolor 2s with water and my ink with some water. Like, it's too thin a paper. So while this was fun and served dual purposes for two different specific drawing challenges, and I will always be grateful to this for all the lessons learned and how fun this was to try something new and unique, I just don't see it being like something that has to be a part of my permanent toolbox of tools and things I have on hand for creating and creating on. So, but yeah, if you want to get into drawing or you want to get into certain things and you're finding like the Moleskines and the Lecterms and some of those sketchbooks to be just super, super pricey for the amount of pages you get, buy a huge pad of newsprint and just rip it into sizable chunks that don't intimidate you. If this size is too big and you don't have the mediums to fill a page this big, or you find this size just too much, do tiny sizes. Do the size that is comfortable to you and just staple the corners, you know? Make sure you label it and date it so you can go back and look at the progress you've made over the course of creating. But you can get huge sketchbooks pretty budget in newsprint. So I hope this helped. I hope this inspired. I hope it gave you a couple ideas. All I want for my videos is for you to pick up something and draw today. So if this inspired you to pick something up and draw today, then this was a success by far. So I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.